Hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. If this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by, and to my OGs, thank you and welcome to another video. If you haven't tried cocoyam chips, guys, you're on a long thing. Like, cocoyam chips is a thing, and I will not lie, this is like my first time making it, though I have tried a pack from a supermarket and it was good, okay, but I gave it a try. Like, let me make it and see if it's something I could advise for business purposes. And guys, you need to watch this video to hear my honest feedback or review. Thank you once again for coming. Please do well to subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, as I would love to hear from you. First thing first, you want to buy a very good cocoyam, okay? I was about saying potatoes because I'm used to making potato chips, but yeah, we're working with cocoyam today. I actually bought this few days ago and I just forgot to make this video, but yeah, I am making this video. I love cocoyam when I'm making pottage. Pottage. I love cocoyam pottage. Like, it's so good. Or when I'm making cocoyam with beans porridge, it's always nice. But yeah, this is another way to enjoy cocoyam. If you don't know what cocoyam is, you can Google it, or better still, check for all of the health benefits. Like, cocoyam is very good. It's high in fiber, it aids digestion, it does a lot. When I Googled the health benefits and who can take it, I was so amazed. Like, it's so good, it's so versatile. Like, pregnant women can snack on cocoyam chips all day and it won't cause any harm. Like, it's that good, okay? So instead of just thinking of buying cracker or anything, if you have cocoyam chips at home, it serves the same purpose, which is just to fill you up without you adding too much weight. So guys, after washing, or after peeling the skin, I went ahead to wash this. Another thing you didn't know, or you are not prepared to know, is that cocoyam have a lot of starch. If you think potato have starch, you have not peeled cocoyam. Cocoyam have a lot of starch. I rinsed this up to 3 times and I was still feeling like, oh, there's still starch there. I know cocoyam is slimy, so what you want to do actually is to go for the red ones. They call it red, yeah, but it's quite purple, but they call it red, which is the one I'm using. But while I was peeling, I came across one of the white ones, and that was clear enough for me to know why you are advised to go for the red ones, because the white one, I believe, is what the Igbo calls ede. It's very slimy, like you can't hold it, it's so slimy. So I believe that's the one they call ede, which is very easy to blend, and it's used for thickening, as a thickener in most Igbo soup, okay? So while I was peeling it, like I said, this is my first time making this, so I was just trying to do it as the spirit leads, okay? If you have made cocoyam chips before, you can just enlighten me more on where I made mistakes or where I didn't do it properly. But yeah, something in me just told me to grate it directly into water, because the ones I grated, or the one I sliced without adding water, was thickened. As in, like I said, there's a lot of starch going on here. There's a lot of slimy kind of feel going on here. So when I touched it, I knew for a fact that if I should take this into the oil like that, it's going to gum together, it's going to stick together. So I added water to the bowl I was using, and you can go ahead and add salt to the bowl as well, because yeah, it goes a long way. So I'm just going to keep slicing until I'm done, but at some point I have to put my oil on the stove for it to get hot. You want your oil very hot. So I will be back to tell you what next, or what else you need to know.
She know how to season. She got all the flavors, make you fall in love. And now taught me everything I know. She taught me everything I know. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Temilayo and Mom.
So guys, we are done dicing everything, and this is all that we got from the portion of cocoyam I'm making. Okay, so like I said, you can add some salt to this water, but yeah, I added some salt actually. That's how I was able to get like a lot of starch out from this. You can see how white the water is. See, the amount of starch in this thing is not something I can even talk about. Probably that's why it thickens soups, like it's used for thickening. Okay, so this is how I see it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take part of it. Unlike the way I make my potato chips or plantain chips, I feel like adding salt directly to this will be best, and that's exactly what I did. I sprinkled some salt and then I dust it up, like just shake it together so it touch everything. So at this point my oil is already preheated and I'm just going to add it straight up into my oil. Okay, so I added onions just for extra flavor. If you know cocoyam, you should know it does not really have any sweet or any taste at all. It's just like yam. So I added onion just to boost the flavor, and this is what I'm doing. So another thing you need to know about frying cocoyam is, unlike potatoes or plantains, cocoyam takes a lot of time. It takes more time. If I want to rate the timing, I would say times 3 compared to potato chips or plantain chips. So it takes a lot of time. So just be sure this first batch, because like I said, it's my first time. This first batch, I was standing there staring at it, making sure I don't make any mistake, it doesn't burn, thinking I'm doing my normal frying stuff. Unfortunately for me, I stood there for a long time. So for the next batch, I just put it, stir it, and I left it. You can actually just put this on the fire and go and pick beans and put on the stove to be boiling. Seriously, it takes a lot of time, but it was all worth it. Healthy snacks that has a lot of good benefits, so it's worth it. Okay, so like I said, this takes more time than your potato and plantain chips, so go ahead and allow it to fry. Make sure you are deep frying. Okay, that's how you come up with a very beautiful cocoyam chips. So just allow it, give it time to fry, flip and stir at interval, and yeah, you are good to go. So I'm just going to repeat this process until my chips are all done.
I'm in the kitchen whipping, I be flipping. I'm in the kitchen whipping, I be flipping. I be flipping. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel.
Just like any other snack or chips that you have fried before, to know that this is totally ready, like it's dry, no moisture in it anymore, is when the oil comes out clear like so. I mean, it stops foamy, then it's ready. Today's shout out goes to Foaliba. This is me just abbreviating the name. You are watching me from Congo. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the love. And yeah, go ahead and leave it in the comment section where you are watching me from, so I will shout you out in my next video. So guys, our crunchy snack is ready. As you can see, this snack is super crunchy, like super crunchy. You will just be hearing all of the crack when you're eating it. Seriously. So what I did, I noticed passing it to the sieve wasn't doing justice because there was still oil on the skin. So I went ahead and put each batch in paper towel just to dry up excess oil, and that actually helped. So this is what it looks like. It's so nice. See, one downside about making this is it's itch. Okay, go ahead and use gloves make sure you're wearing gloves, because I later had some itching going on in my hands, around my palm and all of that. So you want to use gloves. But for taste, you see this snack is 98% tasting like prawn crackers. If you have eaten prawn crackers, see, and you like prawn crackers, just go ahead and start making cocoyam chips, because this is 98% the same taste as prawn crackers. It's good, it's nice, I love it, and yes, I'll be trying it. Do you think you can add this to your chips business? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, bye bye.